Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series on double integration. In this video, I shall be discussing the above question that we have already seen as type 2 region, and we have written its corresponding double integral. This video aims at giving you a new dimension of thinking for this question. What I want you to understand this now as a type 1 region. Let us see what all things can be done if we try to see this as type 1 region, and what changes come to the double integral if we try to see the region as a type 1 region. I'm carry forwarding the diagram and the double integral for the further discussion. Okay, now we shall try to see this as type 1 region. For type 1 region, I shall pass the line across the region and observe that the entry point over here is the green dot on the x-axis, and the exit point is the blue dot over here on the parabola y square equals to 9x. Now, as I had told you that we need to imagine that this line is moving from left to right across the region. So when I pass this line further, what I see that the entry point is on the x-axis, but the exit point is on the circle, right? So now this brings us to recalling our theory lecture where we had written down a note that if the entry point and or the exit point changes, then the double integral is going to split. Okay, it's going to split. Now let us see how the double integral will split. Because the double integral is going to split, the region is also going to split. So the region splits here, a to k. So this is the boundary that I am putting down over here. I shall explain you this soon. See here, when the double integral splits up, the function which is general f of x comma y, it can still be written in this way. It's a same notation but in a little bit more sophisticated fashion. Okay, f dy dx, because it's a type 1 region, we will be writing the order dy dx, and the region is S1 now. Now what is the S1 region? It is the closed region over here, OKAO. Alright, that is this closed region. What is the S2? S2 is the closed region KRAK. Okay, it is very clear from the diagram and the writing that this is maintained. The notations are maintained and there is no ambiguity. Alright, so if you label your diagram correctly, draw the entire equations correctly, then nothing will go wrong. Okay, so now I label these two integral as I1 and I2 with the notation followed. So now obviously here you can see that I1 is the first double integral over the region S1, and I2 is the second double integral over the region S2. It's clear. This is how you can also understand from the answer of that is being written down. Okay, so you need not all the time write all the detailed information if the diagram and the notations are self-explanatory sometimes when you are running through a concept. Okay, now let us write down the I1. I1 we need to write down in the order dy dx. So we see the S1 region, so here the entry point is on the x-axis, so your equation is going to be y equals to 0. Now the exit point is the parabola y square equals to 9x. So when we try to solve this, I shall write it here on the corner, top right hand corner. Y square equals to 9x. When I take the square root, I shall get plus minus 3 root x. right? Now we have already dealt with the square root. When you take you get plus minus sign and how to choose the equation. So over here it is the parabola in the first quadrant and it is the above the x-axis, so y is going to remain always positive as well as the x is always positive, so you have 3 root x into the picture, right? So the upper limit is going to be y equals to 3 root x. What about the limits of x? They are going to be the projection limits. That is, the projection of S1 is OK, and O, the origin, has the x coordinate 0 and the K has the x coordinate 1. So the limits are going to be x equals to 0 to x equals to 1. Right. Now what about I2? Similarly, we proceed that the entry point is on the x-axis, so the equation is y equals to 0, and the exit point, if you see, it's the circle. So for circle you need to solve. It is x square plus y square equals to 10. So y square can be written as 10 minus x square. Again, recall the lecture where we had seen that the equation of circle and the equations of semicircles are interrelated and you can derive them. So here we have two equations coming from this condition of circle, right? And you can see that because it is in the first quadrant, we shall be taking the positive part of the square root. So you have y equals to square root of 10 minus x square. So here that is the upper limit. Now what about the projection limits of x over here, right? The projection limits, it's going to be from k to r, right? K to r. So the x coordinate is x equals to 1 and the x coordinate of r is root 10, so x equals to root 10 is the answer. So when you write down this in a sophisticated way, this is how your integral will appear. Okay, observe here that when you saw the region as type 2, this is how your double integral appeared over here, the bottom, right? This is how it appeared. And when you saw the same region as type 1, you have now your double integral split up into 2, and there is no shortcut of just by guessing the limits and you can write down the other way around. Okay, this is very crucial. So the crucial aspect over here is drawing the diagram and understanding it correctly. Now let me explain you why did I split up at point A. Over here we can clearly observe that the intersection point of the region is A. Okay, over here the two curves, the parabola and the circle, both intersect at point A. Now at point A, it is evident over here that once the blue point will traverse from O to A, this point will then land up onto the circular boundary. So from that point A, you are getting the change between the two boundaries. So that's the place where your region is going to split up. Also recall the property of the double integral that S1 and S2 are two non-overlapping regions. We had seen this property. That's why this splitting up of the integral is possible. Okay, so this is the main part of the discussion that we have seen, how a type 2 integral that we had seen, when we try to see it as type 1, it splits up. This is not necessary all the time that the integral will split up, right? We have seen some regions are type 1 as well as type 2, but when a region is only type 2 and you try to force it to see as type 1, it will surely split up. So this was only type 2 region and we forced ourselves to see it as a type 1, so it split up into 2. Okay, so this is the most important example for our crucial development of the understanding for the double integration. So I shall take up another examples related to the concept in the coming video lectures. Till then, keep solving good amount of mathematics. Thank you.